What if I told you that the fate of over 447 million people hinges on the choices made by the European Union today? As we look toward 2050, the EU stands at a crossroads, facing unprecedented challenges and bold ambitions for a climate-neutral continent. What does this future hold for its citizens, economies, and our planet? Welcome back to Curious Mind, the channel where we explore the questions that shape our world. Join us as we uncover how the EU can navigate these turbulent waters to shape a sustainable and united future. We'll explore EU challenges, EU opportunities, the EU economy, and EU governance. But first, take a moment to ponder. What are your predictions for the EU's future? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned as we discuss the EU's global role, technology, innovation, and the path forward toward a resilient Europe. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all things EU. The EU, comprised of 27 member states, boasts a population of over 447 million citizens, and a GDP surpassing 15 trillion euros, solidifying its role as a central player in global affairs. However, the landscape is evolving rapidly. A multitude of factors, including economic disparities, social tensions, and the rise of populism, threaten the unity and future of the Union. Recent data from the European Parliamentary Research Service highlights growing discontent among citizens, particularly regarding economic inequalities affecting southern and eastern European countries. These disparities manifest in higher unemployment rates and lower living standards, fueling disillusionment and skepticism towards EU institutions. Political fragmentation complicates the situation, with nationalist parties gaining prominence and questioning the core principles of European integration. This situation poses a critical question. How can the EU reconcile these divisions and restore trust among its citizens? What solutions do you envision for a more united Europe? Share your insights in the comments below. As we approach 2050, recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic remains a top priority for the EU. Projections indicate moderate growth, with estimates suggesting a GDP growth rate of approximately 2.5% annually in the coming years. However, this recovery presents a rare opportunity for transformation. Central to this economic revival is the European Green Deal, which aims to make Europe the first climate-neutral continent by 2050. This ambitious initiative is more than just an environmental strategy. It serves as a catalyst for economic growth. By investing in sustainable infrastructure, renewable energy, and green technologies, the EU can create millions of new jobs. Recent assessments project that investments in green technologies could culminate in the creation of over 1 million jobs by 2030. Furthermore, the EU's Recovery and Resilience Facility, worth 750 billion euros, plays a significant role in financing these transformative initiatives. The focus on sustainable development has the potential to invigorate economies, promote innovation, and enhance competitiveness on a global scale. Yet, challenges remain. Addressing structural disparities among member states is essential to ensure inclusive growth. The transition to a greener economy must consider the socio-economic implications for regions reliant on traditional industries. How can the EU balance environmental priorities with economic stability? If you want to dive deeper into the EU's economic strategies, visit our website now. At the heart of the EU's future lies its commitment to climate neutrality by 2050. The European Climate Law enshrines this audacious goal, stipulating that the EU aims for net zero greenhouse gas emissions. By 2030, the EU has set an interim target of reducing net emissions by at least 55% compared to 1990 levels, showcasing a significant commitment to climate action. The roadmap to achieving climate neutrality is outlined in the European Green Deal, which includes measures aimed at enhancing carbon sinks, transitioning to a circular economy, and deploying renewable energies. By 2040, the EU plans to target a reduction of net emissions by 90% compared to 1990 levels, committing to progressive enhancements in legislation and policy. However, the journey toward climate neutrality faces considerable hurdles. Experts caution against placing excessive reliance on unproven technologies like carbon capture and storage, which may prolong dependence on fossil fuels rather than fostering an immediate transition. Prioritizing the reduction of fossil fuel use and adapting economic structures must be at the forefront of the EU's climate strategy. In addition to policy frameworks, tackling climate change requires grassroots initiatives. Citizen engagement, local projects, and community-led conservation efforts play a vital role in promoting sustainable practices. The collective efforts of individuals and organizations can create a substantial impact. How well-positioned is the EU to meet these ambitious environmental targets with active citizen involvement? Join the conversation on social media and share your thoughts on the EU's 2050 climate goals. As we move into the future, the EU's role on the global stage becomes increasingly crucial, especially concerning climate leadership. The EU must leverage its position to foster international collaboration on climate action while navigating competitive geopolitical landscapes. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine has intensified the urgency for the EU to achieve energy independence and security for its member states. Developing sustainable and renewable energy sources is vital to reducing dependence on external fossil fuel suppliers. In this regard, energy diversification and collaboration with neighboring countries are critical strategies. The EU's commitment to leading global climate action is further solidified through its participation in international agreements, such as the Paris Accord. By setting ambitious targets, the EU aims to motivate other nations to make substantial commitments to sustainability and climate resilience. Additionally, the EU must navigate complex relationships with emerging powers like China, which presents its own challenges regarding climate commitments and environmental practices. The EU's ability to balance advocacy for robust environmental standards while engaging in trade and diplomacy will significantly impact its global standing. How can the EU enhance its influence and advocate for meaningful climate policies on the world stage? If you believe in the EU as a global leader for climate action, let us know by liking this video. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights on the EU's global role. In transitioning toward a sustainable future, technology and innovation are paramount. The EU is poised to leverage advancements in various sectors, including energy, transportation, and agriculture, to achieve its climate goals by 2050. Smart technologies in energy management such as smart grids and energy storage solutions can optimize energy use and reduce waste. Electric vehicles, EVs, are on track to revolutionize the transportation sector, with the EU aiming for a significant influx of EVs on the road by 2030. In agriculture, precision farming and sustainable practices can reduce resource consumption and emissions while enhancing food security. The EU is also focusing on developing green technologies such as hydrogen fuel, which presents immense potential for a low-carbon economy. However, technological advancements must be accompanied by ethical considerations and inclusive policies that ensure equitable access to innovation. Bridging the digital divide and promoting digital literacy are essential to ensure that all citizens benefit from these transformations. How can the EU ensure that technological innovations contribute to a more sustainable and equitable future? To dive deeper into this topic, visit our blog for more insights on EU technology and innovation. What technologies do you believe will have the most impact on achieving EU climate goals? Comment below. To build a stronger, more resilient European Union, institutional reforms are essential. As we address climate change and economic challenges, rethinking governance structures will be key to fostering democratic engagement and accountability. The Conference on the Future of Europe has provided a valuable platform for citizens to voice their aspirations and expectations for a more united, inclusive, and transparent EU. Emphasizing citizen participation ensures that policies reflect the priorities of the populace while rebuilding trust. Additionally, enhancing decision-making processes to include a wide range of stakeholders, such as civil society and youth, promotes diverse perspectives essential for comprehensive solutions. The EU must embrace collaborative governance models that incorporate grassroots initiatives into mainstream decision-making. As member states navigate these reforms, addressing the balance between local interests and collective goals will be crucial. Empowering citizens through digital platforms, local assemblies, and participatory budgeting represents an opportunity to reshape the relationship between the EU and its citizens. How can the EU ensure that all voices are heard in shaping its future? What reforms do you think are necessary for the EU? Share your ideas below and join the conversation. The EU's ambition for climate neutrality aligns with the global fight against climate change, yet achieving these goals will require unprecedented cooperation, innovation, and commitment. As Europe moves forward, the empowerment of its citizens becomes crucial for the success of its initiatives. The decisions made today will shape the EU's landscape for generations to come, inspiring collective action towards sustainability and unity. Are you ready to take part in this transformative journey for a sustainable, just, and united Europe? We're all in this together to ensure that our planet thrives for future generations. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all things EU.